Okay, it seems to me that there is not as much talk as there used to be about physical courage, but in some cultures it's still obligatory and very important. This is called an ear for Cesar Jimenez. In the morning, the matadors draw lots, crossing themselves and kissing the crucifix, beseeching the Virgin, please bring me grace. Kids, just kids, they look 15 or 12, unrolling little paper balls to read their macho fates, thinking about the courage of the bull amid the entourage of older men. And with that word, that feminist curse, one should not think of Roberto Duran, who once knocked out a horse, so much as a kid who hopes she really loves him. Juxtaposition of the old and the new, of the classic and cheap, of the lofty and low, make a feria bloom in a grubby little town, a large, well-tended village. South of the choppy waters, the Parisians covet, mid pine woods, with palm tree grace notes to remind us of Spain. And hard by the arena glow the games and the rides where the children fish for ducks, the emblem of this land. It's a concrete arena with the seams of the underside mounting towards the hills, upside down, inside out. It's just another cheap metaphor, easy to hand for a primitive's God, for God and his wonderful world. From below, just cheap stained ersatz rock, but from outside we cannot see the spectacle, bloody, gay, and ritual offered up to his eyes. No, no, this is about a life where some things can be won and some can be redeemed. The picador, booed for twisting the pike on the first charge, is cheered on the second for calling the bull to him and then stopping him neat. An odd thing, the bull, this beast, this fauve, as they say, in repose like a chunky and ill-made plastic toy, a clumsy male cow too tough for beef, but how streamlined and ferocious in his charge. One bearded poseur called the horse's comic relief, a sort of joke it was then in that dopey, naive era, to die without dignity. But look there, when the bull falls over trying to gore and the blindfolded nag trots off with its armor, still there on its left side, thinking placidly, was that a fly or a mosquito? They're bigger this year. A dying bad toro falls into the shade and the guy behind me says, he's a little tired, maybe he needs a drink. A joke about its cowardice, that fearsome word. After the picadors, the peons planting the bandieras in their journeyman way and still flickering, brilliant and lithe, scampering round to stop that mountain with horns, but duller than the kid. Anything else would be lèse majesté. And on this somewhat sluggish afternoon, the underlining bandas in chorus back and forth can hardly deign to dance with the dancers or the bull with its sluggish earthbound ire. A flurry of horns and the popinjay kid sneers at death. He mocks the bull, turning him here and then swirling the cape and then placing him there, but the steering's stiff and hard. And it can happen so quick, you miss the shot, ragdoll on the horns. Is his life over? And his life as a man? All of it pierced and running out red? The sand is invaded, the swirling pink draws off the bull, the boy is carried off. Silence, silence, quick whispers, silence. Doctors, is he standing? He shakes his head. He comes strutting out to an explosion of joy, loud music and cheers, Veronicas galore as he handles the bull in his blood-smeared suit of lights, avenging his bruises, the affront that he fell in wearing the blood of the bull. The kill is quick and clean, and his sigh of relief amid the swirl of tourists' handkerchiefs, and they award him an ear for his courage and youth and because they want an ear today. And the bull, the brute, the beast, raging nobly to the end in combat, not in a factory, a male, a force, and not a glob of meat, though in the end dragged out by the tinkling whip-cracked mules to be hung from a rack by 1 foot like Hector, but awaiting the wine-dark festival sauce, marinated but still tough, as cuisine follows drama, as cuisine follows the history of life. Daube de taureau, food for the aficionado, broad and mustachioed, big napkin around his neck, soul elated and somber no more. I would now discuss the cruelty, but only with a vegetarian in non-leather shoes, owning no big fed from the factory dog in a city. If not, go pout in your vacation home in a new cut wood on which you print your silly, senseless make-believe romance. Pretend an understanding of the beauty in our blood. Pretend to know the life of this world, this raging world. Pretend to love the fragile structures haunted by fire and fear, for that's what you are. And a broken tube here, a short circuit there, and the love machine goes pop, and blood goes all over the brain. There are two noble arts, fighting in the bull and the bulls, with such great art and heart, art to see and heart to face the river of blood that is life. Though neurosis and coddling can make us blind to the savage rage that moves and guides and trains the world and informs our minds and souls and the way we live. And in a town, one rides the train, head held in one hand as if offered down to death, and glazed and frightened gaze into the middle air. My hearing and my mind so weak, the both, and no one here to hear, and none permit approach. It was not always thus. They wanted me to come, alive, alive and fair. The nose was smaller too. What have I done so bad that life should cast me out? Sometimes you understand all of the song, and sometimes the music is all that you get. Thank you.